Imagine sitting at a family dinner table. Everyone is laughing, passing food, talking about childhood memories. But inside you, your chest feels tight. Every word feels like a reminder of something painful. Maybe you've heard it before. Family is everything. You only get one set of parents. Cutting them off makes you a bad person. So you stay quiet, carrying a shame most people don't understand. But here's the truth almost no one talks about. Sometimes walking away from the people who raised you is not cruelty. It's psychological survival. And the people who do it often develop one of the rarest psychological strengths a human being can build. Most people see cutting off parents as emotional failure, but psychology suggests something different. For some people, it's actually an adaptive boundary response. When your brain repeatedly experiences emotional harm from the same source, it activates a survival system called protective detachment. Instead of continuing the cycle, you remove yourself from the threat. It's not abandonment, it's self-preservation. And people who learn this skill often become extremely aware, resilient, and independent adults. You were probably taught a very simple rule growing up: good people stay loyal to their family no matter what. But that belief can be dangerous. Imagine telling someone, you must stay in a burning house because you grew up there. That's the old model of family. The new reality is this: healthy relationships require safety, not just blood. Your instincts to create distance weren't weakness. They were your nervous system recognizing a pattern and choosing protection. Psychology calls this boundary formation after chronic stress. When someone grows up in emotionally unsafe environments, their brain becomes highly sensitive to patterns of manipulation, criticism, or control. This is linked to something called hypervigilant pattern recognition. Your brain becomes extremely good at detecting emotional danger. For example, one woman spent years being told she was too sensitive by her parents. Every conversation turned into criticism. Eventually, she limited contact. Years later, she noticed something powerful. That same awareness helped her identify toxic work environments, manipulative friendships, and unhealthy partners much faster than others. What once felt like damage became emotional intelligence. But there is a real challenge. Even when you create distance, you may still feel guilt, or a voice in your head saying, maybe I'm the problem. That's because your brain was trained to prioritize their feelings over your own. Psychologists call this internalized responsibility conditioning. The solution isn't just distance, it's a framework of 3 steps. 1. Boundary clarity: define what behavior you will and won't accept. 2. Emotional detox: reduce the constant exposure to people who invalidate your experience. 3. Identity rebuilding: start building relationships based on respect, not obligation. One man who cut off contact with a controlling parent used this exact process. Within 2 years, he built a circle of friends and mentors who treated him with genuine respect. For the first time, he realized something shocking. Peace wasn't selfish, it was necessary. In biology, there's a survival principle called adaptive pruning. Trees sometimes drop weak branches so the rest of the tree can survive storms. Humans do something similar psychologically. When you remove relationships that constantly damage your sense of self, your mind relocates energy toward growth. People who create these boundaries often develop the stronger emotional awareness, for deeper empathy, the sharper intuition about people. What looked like a painful loss becomes psychological armor, not just protection from the past, protection from future harm. So if you've ever felt guilty for creating distance, hear this clearly. Stop apologizing for protecting your mental health. Some people will never understand your decision, but your job isn't to convince them. Your job is to build a life where respect, safety, and peace are normal. Because sometimes the strongest thing a person can do is break the pattern they were born into. And if this message resonated with you, comment boundaries below. You might be surprised how many people are quietly learning the same lesson. You're not broken. You're built different.